Well, spring is well and truly sprung and the summer holidays are well and truly upon us. So in the first place, I have to extend my sympathies to fellow hay fever sufferers, and I hope I get through the next few minutes without a perceptible sniffle or certainly not a sneeze. But my sympathy in particular this week goes to all those teachers out there who've been put under inordinate pressure because of ANA, the Annual National Assessments. These tests were supposed to have been staged this month in December. Now we know that education, I think it's generally agreed, is in a bit of a mess. And the furore surrounding ANA, these tests, has highlighted this. I feel that their congratulations to go to the teachers as well, whether unionized or non-unionized, who stood up for educational principles, while the Minister of Basic Education, Angie Motshekga, insisted that these tests be applied, despite the fact that she and her whole department admitted they were flawed. I mean, it's very much like saying, we just built this boat. We know it's got a hole in it, but let's go to sea in it. And you say, but we can't because it's flawed. Oh, that's all right, you say, we'll build another one next year. In the meantime, let's just pretend we're going to sea. That's actually what it boils down to. It's that bad. Now, the unions are correct in arguing that if you say we have a flawed process and still go ahead with it, it's an extraordinary waste of effort, of time and of money, of public money. Now, back in September, in my Inside Labour column, I mentioned this whole situation of talks that had taken place or were taking place between the minister, the department and the 5 unions, the combined teacher unions. And there was the prospect of a deal when suddenly the minister pulled out. She didn't even notify the unions. She told the mediator, the lawyer Charles Newpen, and he had to tell the unions, sorry, but the minister says the tests will still take place in December, without them having been dealt with, having been fixed, having been repaired or whatever. Well, what does this mean? I mean, it means that tests have been held, where they've been held, and where have they been held? The majority of teachers have not administered the tests at all. I personally would be surprised if we could get a reasonable figure if 5% of the hundreds of thousands of learners who were supposed to have sat these tests have actually sat them. I think you'd be lucky to have even 5%. Yet, in concern, the department still maintain that everything's going well, the tests are going well, etc. But they even set dates in the past week or so for tests when they must have known that the grades that they set them for had already left school. The school day had closed. The school had closed for the summer holidays. What does it mean? Why did this happen? Well, as the unions have actually pointed out, the main reason seems to be for these tests is to establish league tables, to say school A scored better than school B, or school C scored better than both of them, etc. Now, what this does, it creates the most incredible potential for corruption because it puts tremendous pressure on teachers only to produce higher and higher scores. Now, this can be done in all sorts of ways. You can coach the learners before they sit the exams. You can let them sit the exams a couple of times and until they do reasonably well, only use that mark, or you can just fiddle the figures. However you do it, that's what happens. So what's this all about? This is what I think is going to be the focus of my Inside Labour column, which you'll be able to read on this platform, Fin24, tomorrow, and a version of which will appear in City Press on Sunday. I actually think it has virtually nothing to do with education and a lot to do with electoral politics, especially at a time when the governing party admits that it seems to be losing a lot of support and with local government elections just around the corner. Well, having made it so far without a perceptible sniff or a sneeze, that's all for this week from me. Cheers.